evening, everyone. We're going at hyper speed today for two reasons. One, there's a long guard. How do I know that? Well, I spotted it. That's the opening door of my hyper shuttle. I spotted it at Hyde Park Corner. Now that's good and bad. It's good in the sense that we know it's taking place. It's bad in the sense that I'm not entirely sure if we'll make it before the trumpet solo. Yeah, I was like, At the moment, it's a couple of minutes to 11, and typically the trumpeter will come through the front at pretty much bang on 11, give or take a minute or two. So it's going to be super tight. Now, there's always a possibility that they might be a minute or two late, but that's pretty rare. Most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time, they are spot on 11, 1 minute past 11, something like that. That's the problem. So we'll see. The traffic, as you can see, typical for this day of the week, is absolutely rammed. And it's completely like this in the centre. This is why I'm much, well, not much, I mean somewhat later than I was intending to be. It's highly unpredictable, the London traffic. One day you think it's going to be chocker, you sail right through and you're done in 10 minutes. Another day you think, it's going to be, completely normal, and it's not. Absolutely unpredictable. I mean, you can see, look at it. It's non-stop. Let me check exactly how many minutes it is until 11. Oh gosh, it's 2 minutes. Am I going to make it? It's all going to come down to whether or not the trumpeter, Blues and Royals trumpeter, is on time. I'm marching at my fastest Parisian speed right now, because we are about 90 seconds from horse guards. However, that still doesn't guarantee we'll make it. The key thing is, other than the HCAV and the police, at this exact moment, no one else knows there's a long guard. Why? Because it hasn't arrived yet. At the moment, I'd estimate that they're probably just approaching the horseguardsparade end of the Mall, which means they're going to hit the parade ground any moment. Now that bell I'm hearing, that is 11. Oh, it is. My phone's wrong. My phone's a minute off. Would you believe it? How extraordinary is that? 1 minute off. However, all hope is not yet lost. The Blues and Royals trumpeter that we saw, not hearing a trumpet solo yet, 1 second. Okay, there comes the guard, the lifeguard, gatesman. Now the fact that he's just strolled out gives me hope that there's not, at the moment, an enormous Blues and Royals long guard. Bearing in mind, long guard typically has, 13 troopers? Plus 2 officers? Nope, they haven't come through the tunnel yet. I'm pretty sure they haven't. Good morning, horse seat. Oh, wow. Folks, look at this. They're just coming through the tunnel. You would not believe it, would you? You honestly wouldn't believe it. Oh, sorry, they're just arriving. They're going to turn. Next up will be through the tunnel. 1 second. Is it okay to go to the corner, officer? Is it okay to go to the corner to film? Thank you. Oh wow, I've got special permission to go to the corner, yes! Folks, there's no one else here filming. At all, at the front or at the back, which means this long guard this morning, the historical record, will be mine alone. Goodness me, we made it. Okay, so Blues have arrived. We saw the trumpeter, he just turned. They're lining up. So we've got the Blues long guard lining up against, or rather opposite, the lifeguards. Okay? What will happen next? Well, in just a moment, they'll ride through here into the yard, and the trumpeter will stop first, then all the other troopers will stop. After that, ladies and gents, won't be dismount. However, one of the troopers will likely take the regimental colours from the trooper that's carrying them on horseback. Why? Because although they can fit under the archway, it's a very tight fit. The only time I've seen them try to ride in with the standard, it was a little bit, oops. Right, I'm hearing some noises. Tourists being told to keep to the side. They're shouting out of the back. Everyone's running through to see it. I prefer to be here because that way the horses ride into the yard and they're right in front of us. Especially as I'm on this corner. Good light this morning as well, eh? Very good. There's a trumpet solo being played at the back on the parade ground. You can just about hear it. Verbal commands, and now they ride in. Now sadly we're not going to get to see super reflections on the gate because it isn't sunny enough. I can just about in the distance spot a little bit of light on the gate. Once we see that white horse appearing, we'll know he's about to come through. See, white horse, I mean, okay, it is white, but I know it's called a grey. Before you equestrians tell me, John, there's no such thing as a white horse. Don't worry. The grey, the trumpeter's grey, that magnificent, unique specimen. The Blues and Royals, I think that their horse, actually, their grey is called Phantom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that their horse is called Phantom. I don't know how many greys there are though. There are a good number. We've seen this before when they have special occasions, shall we say. Oh, are we seeing movement? Yes, we are. Okay, here they come finally. What does that make it? 5 past? Let me see. Exactly 4 minutes past. So luckily for us, they are a teeny bit later than one would ordinarily have expected. But, and this is the key thing, they're entering the tunnel now. And they're going to line up right in front of us. Get ready for it. Some other lucky tourists have stumbled upon this. Not expecting it at all. Quite a few familiar faces among the troopers here. I hope you remember something. The trumpeter will come in the second group. Duh. I mean, how silly am I? That's the first group. The trumpeter is with the second group. So let's head out to the back. Should have gone out the back in the first place. Hey, morning. Penny's just dropped. I forgot the trumpeter comes in through with the second group.
No, I came through earlier.
He came through the arch and then went back to the...
I got here about 11:15.
Yep.
Just as the trumpeter was going out,
okay.
He did his stand up by the mail, and then the old guard came out, and then the trumpeter came back through for some reason,
yep.
And then went out again.
Wait, so he's already been in the yard once or twice?
That, yeah.
Oh, good lord.
It's all changed over.
So they've actually modified it somewhat, because before they were coming in the first group with the trumpeter, but you're saying that they came in even before this arrival of the forward troops. Just the trumpeter came in alone.
Yeah, he was backward. In the old days, he used to, after he saw them coming, he used to come back in here and sound the alarm
exactly.
when they went out.
Yeah.
No, they came out before he was back.
Oh my god.
And then he was in and out.
Where's he now, at the back?
They're all out the back at the moment.
Okay, let's have a peek.
And everything. They're said to be out there for quarter of an hour. Or...
Because unless they changed it in the past week or so, last week they came in the second group with the colours.
Yeah.
One of the troopers took the colours from one of the troopers on horseback, carried it through into the stable area, and then the rest of the horses, including the...
that would be probably about 10 minutes, or quarter past.
I hope I'm right. Unless they changed it in the past week, something is awry. I'm starting to think they're doing it on purpose now, just to make sure that we can't predict what's going to happen next.
I want to thank you guys. I wasn't here Friday. It was only when I saw the video and I saw the long guard. It was took me by surprise.
Was that only Friday? It feels like it was a long time ago. It was actually Friday.
Just Friday, yeah. I saw the long guard. I thought, "Oh, that's strange," because I thought you had to be in the palace for a long guard.
I thought the same thing. In fact, quite a few people have mentioned that. What counts as in residence?
Is the whole of London, I reckon.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah,
So
to be
I
honest.
thought, oh well, I'll be lucky to die if I come along.
I'm surprised about how many people are coming through the tunnel though. I mean, look at them all. While I'm talking to you, we must have seen, I don't know, a few hundred people at least. Hopefully
There's a big old crowd out there now. It was empty when I turned up, and the last quarter of an hour.
It's ridiculous for a Monday morning that there are this many people that are not at work. I said, we're not at work either, so...
I'm out. I'm retiring.
Bit hypocritical. Hey, morning. Did you get stuck at the back with the masses? Yeah? Anything interesting happened? Oh, come on. No, literally. But the trumpeter, we were just talking about, the trumpeter already came into the yard and went back out again. Because last week he came in early, then he came back again with a second group of troopers. Oh, good Lord. I would think so. No? So everything's changing week to week at the moment. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Right. We are beyond the realms of prediction now, folks, at this point. We're all getting caught out. Yeah, pretty much. If you get caught out, Barry, then I'm always going to get caught out, I tell you. There's no doubt about that.
The whole of the first week has come through.
Yep.
So the next thing happening is going to be the change of the sentries here.
Boxman. Okay, good. All right. Front for now. See you shortly. Okay, right, so there we have it, folks. He, the retired gent, who will remain nameless and anonymous as he wishes to. I know him well. He's been here in different functions for a long time. Absolutely lovely guy. He knows more about the movements of the guards, the pageantry, the ceremony and tradition here than pretty much anyone. You know, including serving guards. Why? Because he's in his 70s and he knows a bit about all of it. So if he got caught out this morning, yeah, there's my get out of jail free card, folks. If he didn't predict it, I don't feel so bad at having not predicted it. It's interesting though that things are changing around, because until very recently, as he mentioned, and in fact as the royal photographer said to me last week, one would ordinarily have expected that in residence would mean the royal standard flying above the palace because His Majesty or the Queen are in residence. But that obviously isn't the case, because with His Majesty having been in hospital in London over the weekend, they've been flying the Royal Standard, and we had a long guard on Friday. For some reason I thought it was last Thursday, on Friday, and then again this morning. Okay. Now, without looking back through numerous calendars and diaries and being able to say unequivocally, I'm going to state that in the last year, at the very least, there's never been a royal guard on a long guard on a Friday and then on the following Monday. Okay, it is exceedingly rare to have a long guard on either Friday or Monday, because the palace functions typically happen on Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so that really is a first to have it on a Friday and then again on a Monday. Hopefully the first and the last, it being a very common special occasion, you know, with His Majesty being in hospital for prostate surgery. Very enthusiastic tourists here this morning as well. I noticed it's pretty warm as well, even compared to yesterday. A lot of people wearing heavy clothing, but it's actually not needed. Have I realised that? Because my fingers are not cold. Oh, horses love scarves, don't they? Yes, they do. One item of clothing I would not wear anywhere near one of the King's horses is a scarf. Almost every single bad thing that's happened to a tourist has involved a horse holding onto or nipping at a scarf or a necktie of some sort. So I'm not quite sure what exactly she's doing or what they're doing. Having a little moment. At least we do know that next up is going to be the changing over of the boxman. I'm still optimistic because I can't believe they would have changed the process since Friday. And on Friday, when the second group of troopers from the new guard came through the tunnel, that group was led by the trumpeter. And at the moment the trumpeter's still out the back, and I don't think he's going to leave and go back up the mall before coming into here with his troop. But we'll see. We'll have plenty of warning of that, because what will happen next is these two boxmen will be changed for Blues and Royals, then the foot guards will be changed for Blues and Royals. After that's finished, we will see the remaining lifeguards, these two chappies here, boxmen, and their colleagues in the stable area, leaving. They will head off. Once they've gone through the tunnel and left towards horseguardsparade, the Blues and Royals troopers that remain, and there are going to be, let me think, 7 of them, they will ride through. That group, I'm reasonably certain, will include the trumpeter. Again, all in good time. Still lots of Chinese here, again. Chinese, or Lunar New Year. Year of the Dragon, somebody said to me yesterday. So a very happy New Year to Chinese viewers and anyone else around the world that's celebrating their Lunar New Year. A huge group of teeny weeny nursery kids, British nursery kids. See, look, bro over here hasn't even got a coat on. He's that tough. That's the first time we've seen a sleeveless tourist getting a picture in how many months, guys? 3? It's been a while. Horsey didn't fancy a taste. Great light this morning. Notice it's not sunny, but it's very bright. Ground's a little bit wet, so I'm guessing we had a little shower overnight. All the dust and dirt glued to the ground. Brilliant. Super crisp visuals for us today. Now bear in mind the horse only came out at 10, it's now just after 11. This horsey seems pretty chill. However, this horse and the other horse will have been here for more than 1 hour. This is the longest shift of the day. On the regimental changeover, they have their normal hour and then the wait from the end of that first hour to the relief. That said, the relief should be out, I would think, any moment. Typically 11:15 the latest, it's now 11:14. Being shy, doesn't want to talk to us. The beauty that we saw yesterday, which still no one can identify, would you believe, is not out this morning. I was hoping to go up super close and see if I could get a crystal clear picture of the hoof. Okay, so I'm getting deja vu. When we look to the back through the tunnel, we're seeing the Blues and Royals and the lifeguards facing each other on the parade ground. If I zoom in, you can probably just about see it. Look, see? We definitely saw the exact same thing on Friday, so I'm still going to put my money on the trumpeter coming through afterward. Incidentally, folks, one thing I noticed this morning, I'd heard about it, but I didn't even realise it was actually already taking place. In Knightsbridge, would you believe, just around the corner from the peninsula, just up the road from Harrods, 2 minutes from the Wellesley, the Lanesborough, the Mandarin Oriental, etc., etc. Lots of hotels, very expensive hotels. They've just unveiled the facade of London's newest 5-star hotel. The third one in less than 6 months. First was the Peninsula, then of course we had Raffles, across the street here, that was number 2. Number 3, owned by the Berkeley. So the Berkeley Hotel in Knightsbridge, which is 60 seconds walk from a new hotel. And this new hotel, actually wait, hold on a second, let me think. It's not owned by the Berkeley guys, scrap that, it's owned by Claridge's. It's the same group. In fact, actually Claridge's and the Berkeley are part of the same group, same umbrella group, parent group. The Emery is the name of the new hotel. Yeah, and that's going to be an unusual one. It's got a super location right on Knightsbridge. I mean, the actual address is going to be Knightsbridge. It's just across from the Mandarin Oriental, etc. And the Jumeirah Carlton Park Tower. And the reason that this new hotel, the Emery, is going to be a first in London terms, is that it's going to have an art gallery inside the hotel. which apparently is going to have a lot of extremely jazzy, swish, contemporary art for the sole perusal of hotel guests and patrons. How's about that? Yeah. The Emery. The facade of the hotel looks like a very bland office building. Nothing yet to write home about. However, it struck my mind because over the weekend they removed the hoarding. You couldn't see anything before. That was stating what the building would be. So I didn't even know it was exactly that spot. I knew there was a new hotel coming on Knightsbridge, but I didn't know that the Emery was in that exact spot. Look at this. Look. Lots of little nursery kids, plus photographer. No, I'm not actually going anywhere, folks. I'm not walking through the tunnel. I'm not coming back through the tunnel. It's more about having a little bit of a stroll and hoping that my instinct is right. It's a long wait until they finish out the back, until all of the lifeguards are done and have left, and the Blues are in dismounted and have taken over. Because right now, boxmen, gatesmen, chitsmen, all still lifeguards. That very tall fellow has had an exceedingly long weekend. Every day that we've been here in the past 3 days, he's been on guard as the chitsman. I don't actually recall seeing any of them. There must have been another chitsman. So I'm guessing he always pulled the morning shift of 2 hours, i.e. when I'm here. And then one of his colleagues had the afternoon shift, hence me not actually ever seeing anyone else in that spot in the past couple of days. Now, I have no idea if this morning or today will end up being quite as remarkable, unique and unpredictable as yesterday, but then I thought that yesterday compared to Saturday. One other small development I will tell you all about, quite concerning development to be honest. I received some messages. Now, the people that sent me the messages asked me to keep content in the messages and more importantly their names in confidence, but let me explain something and why they messaged me. The boys that we now know were Slovenian, that were in the video disrespecting the Kingsguard, apparently very well known in their school in Slovenia. How do I know that? Well, because the first message that I received was somebody suggesting that I contact the headmistress of the school, a Miss Grum, G-R-U-M, to let her know that the video exists, that her pupils were very disrespectful, and that generally speaking people in Slovenia would be most upset with what they'd seen, because that isn't the Slovenian way. Secondly, much more concerning, and this is what actually prompted me to send an email to the headmistress, the second person that contacted me wrote that there's been a problem in that school with that group for some time. What kind of problem? Bullying problem. Hey, what a surprise, eh folks? Yeah, a bullying problem. Apparently those boys have certain issues with people that, how do we say, not like them. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that was what prompted me to get in touch with the school headmistress, not only to bring her attention to that video and hope that she will do something about it, but more importantly to hopefully have a word with the boys, the kids, the children about their behaviour toward other pupils. Because there's one thing I can't stand, folks, is bullying. Yeah, absolutely cannot stand it. But hey, it all fits into place now, doesn't it? Disrespectful idiots that also happen to enjoy bullying other people in their spare time. If I don't hear from the headmistress of the school, and I'm not optimistic to be fair, I mean school leadership can't be that great if they would permit their pupils to behave like that when they're not at school. Next up will be the Slovenian embassy and ambassador in London. And I'll make a point of that. Instead of doing it as a London City Walks thing, I'll take it really personal. What I mean by that? What I mean by that is that I will email them from my official email address. And that email address, guaranteed to get a response. I'll say no more. But I'm very glad that I kind of swallowed a little bit of uncertainty and went with publication, should we say, of the video. Very much so. Okay, so they're just about to come through the tunnel, folks. First of all, boxmen will be changed over, as you can see. 2 new horses, 2 new troopers. Corporal of horse, I can't see a corporal of horse, a lance corporal of horse. Lance corporal of horse. Actually, I can't see his face. Hold on. Lance corporal of horse. Come on, with steady, hold it there. New one to me. Notice we didn't hear this morning, boxmen to your posts, which is the most typical command to let the troopers know they can approach. Interesting. It's the first time I've actually filmed it in this spot, being able to include both boxes in full. Pity there's no dismount. You know, folks, this these 2 lifeguards coming into dismount, sorry, to the stables are not going to dismount. Last 2 lifeguards will not be back here for a few days. And they go. Notice how chill the horses are this morning, not having been mauled for a few hours by tourists. That's exactly how Magic Wand it should be. Bingo. Easy as that. Okay, we got lucky there. We got a good spot. Let's see what happens next. More importantly, let's ID the horses. I think it's going to be probably 5, 7, 8 minutes, give or take, under 10, until those lifeguards actually do ride out. I'm not so concerned with capturing them because we just saw them, but that will be our key to get in the yard and spot that dismount. And hopefully the trumpeter. Right, who have we? Oh, look who's back, everybody. Probably the first or second most famous blues. That's a hard one to call. I mean, I know a lot of you ladies have a fondness for a certain dashing male blues trooper, but if we look at it solely in terms of exposure in very famous videos for different reasons, then right now we're looking at the single most famous trooper in the Blues and Royals. A lot of you will recognise her, a lot of you won't, but for those who don't, this is the trooper that's screaming in Karen's face to get off the reins. This is also the trooper that is in the most popular video on my TikTok account ever that has 36 million views when she watered the horse. So I think we can say on the stats alone this is the single most famous trooper in HCAV. Now let's see which horse she has this morning. These 2 white socks at the front, how cute are they? Like super cute. One second, let's have a look at the hoof number. Unusual one. Second, tourists keep walking in front of the camera. 1 minute. Okay, let's have a peek. Oh, it's crystal clear. Notice that I mentioned last week that the Blues are really good at keeping their hooves, or the hooves of their horses, very, very, very clean. Focus on this horse for a moment. It seems to be having a little bit of a moment. I'm not sure why. I'll focus on this horse and let me look up the name of the other horse. Something's happened with the bit. People are still walking along, look, right in front. I think the troopers pulled it down. It looked like part of the bridle or something had gone into the wrong spot above the horse's nose. Either that or I'm imagining it. I mean, beautifully controlled. Oh, that said he's just pushed the bell. He's pushed the panic button, emergency button. Let's get around a little bit to the front. 1 second, everyone. Here we are. Yeah, I think Horsey might already be done. Notice how unfazed the trooper looks, despite this massive horse. It's always looking at me like, what the hell is going on here then? I'll get back to the name of the other one in a minute. Let me focus on filming what's going on here first. As you can see, I'm way back behind the bollards. And that's probably a good thing, because this is a big 17 hands 3 horse who's not in a good mood. Never guess it was Monday, folks, would you? I honestly thought he was going to go for a walk to Parliament Square or down to the Palace. Okay, so they're going to try and take the horse around one more time. Hopefully, after what we saw, when was it? Saturday? Friday? I can't remember now. That situation with the lifeguard horse. I'm not going to follow the trooper in because we don't need to. Because either he's going to bring the horse around for another try, or the horse is going into the stables. Let's see. Way back. You see what it started at? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I know this. I know the lady trooper. Yeah, something had happened. Something became either detached or attached in the wrong place. So hopefully if they readjust that, the horse will be fine. Right, back to that name of the other one. Then I can concentrate on the name of this one. So, let's have a little look. Now you know why I don't like to run straight to the back, folks. You would have missed it. Okay, here comes Horsey again. Everything's fine now. Just scrolling down that list to get you the name, folks. Infinity is the one at the other end. Let's have a look at this one. So, first horse of the day, other end, Infinity. This one is... Oh goodness me, there's pretty much no hoof number. Yep, that is not going to be happening. There's no number. Look, there's literally nothing there. Look, where's the number? There's no number on the hoof. Unless you can see something, because I can't. Nothing there. How curious. So, unnamed horse, everybody. That said, the horse looks familiar though. The markings on the face. I'm sure we've seen this one before. Anyway, he's settled down. That's good. He or she, pretty sure it's gelding. So that one, absolutely not even a hint of a mark on the hoof. Very curious. It's not that it's obscured by dirt or anything else. That said, I mean, let's get a little shot from the side. It's a very distinctive horse, and it would be great to know which horse just had that moment. I thought at least if there would be a number, it might well have been able to probably would have been possible to match it to the lifeguard list if they borrowed a horse, but there's nothing there. The hoof is completely blank.
Yeah, it always gets a bit boring, doesn't it?
Unless, wait, let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's so worn that the number just pretty much vanished. But this horse looks super familiar, folks. Looking at the camera, like, what are you talking about? Looking for the number? That you recognise me? I'm hoping one of you ladies that have been keeping image galleries might well know, because if anyone can drop the name, I can then match the number. It doesn't matter that I can't see the number on the hoof. I will match the name on the horse list, which means I can then pull the number. So there are options. Even if we don't see a number on the hoof, we can still match it up with the name. So very distinctive horse. I mean, look, we've got pretty much 3.5 white socks and that enormous blaze plus stripe. Looks very familiar. I don't want to sort of take wild guesses though, because I'll get it wrong, but we know that horse, we've seen it before. Comparatively, look at this end. Look, Infinity's just like, you know what, I'm happy, I don't care. He can be as fussy as he wants, but I'm in a good mood today. Comes the first large group of the day, led by electric cyclists, it would appear. Kind of a pity that they ended up at this end, but never mind. I'm still keeping an eye on what's happening inside the gate for obvious reasons. So let me just pop Infinity into the diary, at least until we get a match. Yeah, bro, that's great view. Oh, German group. Ho, ho, ho. Quite rare, actually. We have seen German groups before, but very unusual compared to Italian, French, Spanish groups. Oh, I think that's it. He's already had his try. Oh, back again. Very wary looking at the horse, giving the horse the side eye. Right, at that moment, folks. Right, so now we know the lifeguards are heading out. There they go. This is good. In a minute, I'll go through the gate. We'll capture the Blues arriving. You know what? They've decided that they're more interested in what's happening in the yard than out here. Problem is, nothing's happening in the yard because, as you can see, the troopers already left. I know the second I go back inside to try and capture the trumpeter, something's going to happen here. Horsey's like, no, I'm going to behave. I promise, John, until you come back. Horsey, nod your head if you're going to behave. Do it. Okay, I trust you. Right, in we go. Let's see, in fact, exactly what's going to happen now. And luckily it's not too packed. I mean, there is a bit of flexibility in terms of standing and so on and so forth. So everybody's going through the thing. You go over to the corner again, where I was before. Blues and Royals will come through. And hopefully, folks, if my instinct was right, we will get to see the trumpeter. And if it's the same process as the long guard last week, and I'm still optimistic it is, then they should all line up right in front of the camera before going into the stable area. Okie dokie, where are they? Second officer moves to the left of the frame. We know they're on their way through the tunnel. Any moment. 11:35, so they're running a bit late this morning. Hearing those commands being called. There's a second solo being played on the parade ground. So as I said, the trumpeter is still there. I do feel sorry for the tourists that are in the yard waiting for it to happen, because it's not going to happen here, it's happening out the back. However, something will happen. Oh, we've got a VVVIP, walk straight in. .007, I think it said on his card, see that? Wow. Privilege, folks, right there. Come on, troopers, where are you hiding? Come through. Show us that glorious grey. Oh, here we go. Just heard it on the police radio. Blah, 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 coming through. I don't know the code word, plus even if I did I wouldn't say it. But yeah, blah, blah, coming through. Get ready for it. Come on, please, Mr. Trumpeter. beat on your grey at the head of the horses. Are my instincts right? Yes, everybody, they are. I'm not going to listen to anyone ever again. I'm just going to trust my instincts. Here comes the trumpeter on the grey at the front, the head of the troop. Look at this. That spectacular burgundy cloak. 2, 3, 4 with the colours, regimental colours. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my goodness me, hold on a second. How on earth are they all going to fit? Look at this. There's the captain. Captain's got an absolutely beautiful horse. Look at that. It is a flawlessly enormous black. Absolutely spectacular. Look at this. Okay, so Lance Corporal horse is going to take, I believe, the colours and carry them into the stable area. A lot of very famous faces in this long guard. I've just realised who the trumpeter is, weirdly enough. I'm pretty sure the trumpeter's horse is Phantom. Guys, would there be a more impressive display of glorious horses anywhere in the world at this moment in time? It's Monday morning, it's London, and look at this. Fall out the trumpeter, here he goes, trumpeter first. It's so spectacular.
All single file. Or march.
Okay, here comes the first. Oh, other horse, he got excited at the other end, thought he was going to go first. They're going to have a huge logjam of horses, aren't they, in the stable area to begin with this morning. It might be me, but I don't actually recognise the captain that we're looking at the back here. I don't think I've seen him before. I don't recognise the voice either. So, is it a new captain? I don't know, folks. Let me know in the comments. Wow. Okay. What can I say about that? Hope you enjoyed it. Let's continue. There's an absolute jam of people in the tunnel. Look, all the way down to the back. Look, the tunnel is completely stuffed. Let's get to the front before there's no space at the front. What an extraordinary thing to see on a Monday morning, eh? I will never get tired of seeing that. And that was only the second long guard of the year. And this, everybody, is an unhappy horse. It's the same one as before, who just is not in the mood today. Good morning. Look, we had it before. Here we go again. Look, he's pulling around hard. Look, so the bridle, is it, folks? Going across the nose. Oh, horsey. Everything was going so well then. We've got an absolute army of police here this morning. Look at how many police there are. Plus more at the back. Tons of police. Which are just as well, because if this horse kicks off, they're going to need them. Look how many people there are. Look. They're obviously trying to keep everyone away from the front of the horse. He's not a happy bunny at all. Tossing that rein. Remarkably, there are people behind me with pushchairs that are hoping to go over and get a picture. As you can see, the officer is now standing there with two more officers here to create a small exclusion zone in front of the horse. Brilliant idea. After what we saw the other day with the tourists pretty much running in all directions when the horse had a moment. Yeah, one would expect this. This is perfect, man. It's a shame I can't kind of get a huge vista of all of it. Officers at both ends, plus the horse in the middle. Yeah, look, see, no one's being allowed over. Now, the issue, folks, we've got right now is that you just saw how many horses went into the stable area. Far too many to accommodate this horse at the moment. So right now, this horse is staying out here. This is the second time. It already happened earlier. The problem is there are too many horses in the stables already. The lever just came in. There's no more space. Yeah. I think, guys, they should gallop him to Hyde Park. Exercise the stress out of him. Again, something with those reins. Look, we saw it a bit earlier. The female trooper came out and readjusted everything. It's being readjusted again. I'm not sure if the horsey shook it off in some way. I like how fast they're on it though with this. Got lucky going with that spot here. Right in front. We'll see, it's going to be fine, don't worry. Once they've all dismounted and put the horses that just came in into the stalls, I'm pretty sure that they'll move this horse off. Police officers are actually advising everybody not to go anywhere near this horse right now because for some odd reason the tourists are still asking if they can. Like what? Talk about a complete absence of common sense, and that's tourists that have been standing here since the horse kicked off. Like, why would you want to go and stand next to a horse that's not in a good mood and potentially could kick you, well, I mean, to Calais, realistically? Okay. I'm going to move away for a moment. I hope horsey settles down. There are a few other people filming there, so it'll be captured by someone if it goes wrong. Here we are. At the other end. Now they've sort of set up a little exclusion zone in front of the other horse. He seems to have settled down. Let's hope it's a permanent solution. Tourists are starting to flood around him again. I mean, looking on the bright side, in 15 minutes these two horses will be changed off anyway. There it is, 45 minutes past 11 bell. Did we say that this is infinity, folks? I forgot already, I did write it down there, 1 moment. Teach me, getting so distracted by what's going on here, I even forgot to add it to the diary. First time that happened. Yeah, infinity. Infinity plus question mark, because yeah, we still don't have a name on Mr. Meltdown, the other horse here. He seems to have chilled now actually. Tourists are back, not grabbing the reins, fortunately. So if it stays that way, eh? Oh, horse look at us, he's like, dude, what do you want? The amount of noise and traffic across the street probably doesn't help. Oops, a lot of tourists here. He didn't want to move. It's like, bro, you need to move for the Kingsguard. He's like, who is this guy in my picture? I came here, I wanted a picture by myself with the horse. This guy comes over, pushes in. Uh-oh, here we go again. That's more like it. They ran away. I've just noticed that also across the road at Banqueting House, scene of the beheading of Charles I, is the wreath that we saw being carried through the front gates. It's been hung on the railings at Banqueting House behind me. Just noticed it. I didn't notice it yesterday. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, is Horsey happy again? Look. Happy delighting his female visitors. He's an absolute beauty. I'm gutted I don't know which horse this is.
Cheese.
Giving us the eye again. Like, how can you still not recognise me? This white-socked wonder. Okay, back. Safely behind the bollards, folks, just in case a horsey kicks off. Hardy or foolish Taurus, you decide. Oblivious to what just happened, the new arrivals. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Look at me, as if to say, now listen to me, son. If I want to kick off again, I will. And you're welcome to film it. Now, it might be good and it might be bad, but police horses are coming through the tunnel. Now, the clippy clop noise was what set this one off before, when we had that long guard coming into the yard. Let's see what happens now when these beautiful police horses come through. I can't see which officers are on the horses yet, and they've got quite a lot of people to move out the way as they come through.
Guys, come closer here. Chop, chop, come on. Guys,
Oh,
come here.
Penny's finally dropped with a few people. Wow, look at you, beautiful horsey. Dapple grey, goodness me, that really is my favourite colouring on any horse, I think.
Ready?
It just looks special. Oh, chop chop, says the teacher to the group. Chop chop. Settle down here now, massively. Let's hope it stays settled down, that's the key thing.
Hayır, sakın. Sevebilir misin? Özgür biraz daha yaklaş. Oo, seni yemedi galiba, yaklaş. Biraz daha. Ben yaklaşık yaklaşık değil. Tamam ya.
Zamanında ata biniyorduk.
Trying hard not to laugh now. Friends playing silly faces at me. It is exactly 10 minutes to noon. A couple of second. A couple of English ladies upset that people were touching the horse because they misread the sign. Is it a good picture? Yeah, seems alright. Can't complain. That's better. I don't know who decided to park their line bike actually here next to the horse. I've just noticed that bike, the errant bike. Is that your bike? Oh, that bike? No, you didn't. That's what you call absolute perfect public transport. That bike, look. right here at the front gate of Horseguards. Who needs the tube? Who needs the bus? Even a taxi can't get that close. Okay, horses settled down. Luckily, this is good. I'm saying horsey because sadly, folks, we still don't have an ID. In fact, we might never have an ID. I can't even message anyone and say which horse is this because there's no number. But what a magnificent animal, eh? Look, now the guard's taken the horse right out of the box, we can see how perfect it is. Look. I know one of you will know immediately who this is just from the markings. I was walking by like, somebody told me there are horses here. I can't see them. Where are they? I do not see the horses. I'm just thinking actually, if it is 7 minutes to, I'm going to wait and see what the numbers are like here after the next changeover when the new horses are out. And we know that typically Mondays are pretty busy, but after the weekend we just had, it wouldn't surprise me if today is going to be something of a quiet morning. Good for the horses, that's for sure. We'll see. Point being, 1 part or 2 parts? No way of knowing, folks. Yesterday I went out with the aim of shooting 1, as is my typical modus operandi, but it ended up being 2. And I mean, it doesn't really matter how many parts, but the problem is if I publish a part and then 2 or 3 hours later I publish the second part, that publication of the second part immediately pushes down the visibility of the first part that was published. So a lot of people will not be aware of it. People viewing the channel later, yes, they could look back, etc., then decide to search for part 1, having watched part 2. But it's a shame because you also can't pin 2 videos to the front page. It's called a returning viewers pin. So you set a video as your homepage video, it's like your showcase to viewers and those who might join the channel. But you can only ever pin 1 at a time, which is unfortunate because I tend to publish, pin whatever is new, and then leave it there, typically until the next day. But obviously yesterday, there's 1 video, pinned it after publication, then there's another video, had to pin that after publication, which meant that video number 2, or which was actually fun enough, the first part, didn't receive as much visibility as the second part. I mean, does it matter? Not really, because the second part was pretty special yesterday because we captured the reenactment. But at the same time, it would be better, preferable, if there were a way of giving joint visibility to more than 1 video at a time. And lucky the chain's up. Why is that lucky? Well, we never know what might or might not happen when the chain isn't up. Because we often end up with people just walking up, standing there, doing funny things. Part of the reason I'm in here is not so much because bro here is a little bit too close, but any moment the Blues and Royals they're going to bring up the 2 new horses momentarily. Oh, he's trying to show something to the guard, which is kind of interesting because 1, he would need to assume that the guard could care less about what he's showing him, and 2, more importantly, almost anyone would know that the guard's not allowed to respond in any way to people trying to, what's the word, humour them or provoke them or whatever you want to call it. Okay, troopers opening up the boxes. And number 2, very calm here. In fact, I'm quite enjoying it this morning. Yes, there is a certain exhilarating part to those busy days. This weekend was complete chaos, but I really wasn't looking forward to a repeat of yesterday today, so I'm actually glad we've struck a balance. And so far, no one's been naughty. That said, strictly speaking, wearing orange coloured trainers should be a crime, so I guess that counts as naughty. Okay, any moment, wait, actually no, we've got 3 minutes. I think it's going to be better to be at the front, see the new horse emerge into the box. Such a nuisance that we don't know the name of the other one. But coming soon, folks. Lovely to see how much the horse settled down though. Now look, you would never believe it was the same horse that had that massive stress twice. Monday meltdown times 2. Now completely back to normal, look. Very curious about the camera though. Notice the horse always looks over when I come out. And I'm not even remotely close, folks. You can see how far back I am. So this horse doesn't like being on YouTube. Or he's upset because I forgot his name. Or both. Female troopers doing the duties today. Behind the bollards, please. Look, brilliant. Well done, trooper. Love it. It's already getting this strict, and we saw it all weekend. This is not a one-off this morning. Very strict this weekend with crowd control. I think it's looking very optimistic for the spring season, which will start at Easter, going right through into the summer, military season, June into July. I mean, you know what I think, folks? I think that an iron fist there is the best way to deal with tourists that don't listen. And somebody said to me yesterday in the comments, how are they supposed to listen if they don't understand English? That's a very good question. If somebody's walking towards you, sort of gesturing, like, get away, move away, etc., etc., it's not terribly complicated, is it, to figure out that they are trying to tell you that you're doing something wrong. This lady just got her finger stuck in the horse's mouth. Oh, good lord. 1 second. Aye, look at this. Just got her finger stuck in the horse's mouth. Wow. No blood though, luckily. Yikes. Well, horses may kick or bite, as you just saw. It does say, wait, I'll ask them where they're from. Look. Tourist giving her the eyeball. It's not, her hand isn't bleeding, but it's covered with horse's saliva. Do you speak English? Oh, no, you're French? Spanish. Ah, you're Spanish. Are you okay? Yeah? Your hand is okay? Yeah? Wow, crazy, scary. Yeah? No blood was drawn, but I could see the panic on her face then. We caught it at the end. Luckily she's alright. Spanish, I don't speak English, but she's okay. Crazy, absolutely crazy. What a morning, eh, folks? I mean, just like what? Quite upsetting to see the alarm on her face, because she realised for a moment that, you know, it's all down to the horse now. That horse bites, goodbye fingers. Shut up. What does the sign say? What's the word that's underlined on the board? Is there blood? Oh, where? I didn't see blood on her hand. Is there? I saw the panic on her face when she couldn't get her fingers out of the horse's mouth. Poor lady. Righty-ho. I'm seeing several new faces here this morning. Angry horse. That horse is normally super passive. Oh, look at this beauty. Who's this one?
Even this one's biter as well. You get the bite.
I have no... Wait, let me see if I get the name first and we'll see. The other one that had the meltdown's got no number, so...
This one, I guess this one that he bite one of the lady, same.
I mean, this horse is massive compared to the one that just left.
It's beautiful, isn't it? It's very shiny.
Yeah, where are they finding all these horses from? Notice this one's also got 4 socks like the one that just went off. We've seen this horse before, guys. Wait, let me get the number and I'll ID the horse. It is a real beauty. But that's coming in part 2, guys. Why is there going to be a part 2? Because so much happened in part 1, it would be a crime not to have a part 2. Back shortly.